Well, it continues, certainly. Nzinga, good afternoon to you and to our viewers. And it is really the gift that keeps on giving. It's the one thing after the other. And one can only hope that perhaps this week the Tshwane councillors can come together and they can do the right thing. This for the betterment of the capital city and in the interest of the Tshwane residents. Here I can confirm that the council sitting is on a break. We took a 2-hour break. It's expected to resume at 1 o'clock. This after, of course, there were a lot of tensions in council. Things got a little bit aggressive between, in particular, the ANC and one Action SA councillor, Thabo. There was an exchange of words. Some of the ANC members who even went up to him, and it seemed like things were getting out of hand. They are unhappy over the matter around Nkele Mulapo. The ANC is saying that she was unfairly treated and, of course, dismissed by Action SA. They want her back, and they want her to be part of the group that would obviously vote for the new speaker. So we are waiting to see what will happen after the break. Will the ANC and the EFF succeed to obviously force the arm of those in council to have her back, or will it not happen? You'd understand that numbers, that's everything in council, as of course they need to vote. I'm joined by the multi-party coalition mayoral candidate, that is Leah Brink, just to tell us about how do they view what's been happening since this morning. Brink, just in short, you saw what happened, you were there, it got tense. You said you're not happy about what happened. Just share that.
So what the residents of Tshwane want is a stable, accountable government. They want a mayor, they want a speaker, they want council meetings, they want the ability for the city to pass a budget so that we can address service delivery issues. Already we're seeing the delay in passing an adjustments budget is having an effect on service delivery. Many of the informal settlements in Tshwane cannot be provided with services because of this delay. What we saw today is political games in Tshwane. The ANC and the EFF want to prevent this council from electing a speaker because that is a step towards electing a mayor. They didn't have the numbers. I don't know whether their members were still sleeping this morning or whether they forgot their IDs. So we saw all sorts of reasons being given as to why this council meeting can't go ahead. But the essential reason was that if we had the vote, they would not have won. And that's where we saw this. It is time to stop this nonsense. It is time for parties to say, these are our candidates. The multi-party coalition has announced Kolofelo Moridi as our candidate. We want her to be elected to the speaker so that we can proceed with a job of government in Tshwane, restoring the finances, restoring the service delivery of the city. Let's stop the games.
Is the multi-party coalition partners, are you ready? There are a lot of talks that you have your own challenges, and previously we have seen how your own challenges played out. That is how Dr. Morunwa Makwarela became mayor. It was through the challenges, the cracks within the multi-party coalition. Have you mended your relationship? Have you perhaps restored what has been broken?
So it's very important to remember that Morunwa Makwarela was the ANC EFF candidate for mayor. We had nothing to do with that, but quite right, you're right in the sense that there were inducements or whatever it was behind the scenes, under the table for certain members of the multi-party coalition to vote for him. It was then discovered he's a discredited person, unable to hold public office, and we have restored the discipline within the multi-party coalition as much as this is now possible to do. So we're quite confident that we do have the backing, we do have the numbers. You know that disciplinary action has been taken at least in one instance, and this is also why the ANC and the EFF are upset. They do not want the multi-party coalition to have internal discipline. They're very upset about the measures taken by Action SA, but the point is it's got nothing to do with them. The internal discipline of the political parties and the multi-party coalition is their business. It's very important that once a councillor is elected on a promise, that the party who sent that councillor has the ability to hold the councillor to the promise. That is what internal party discipline is
And
all
as
about.
DA members, are your affairs in order? Is your relationship fine? We also hearing that there are challenges there. Some of your members also voted with the EFF and the ANC for Makwarela.
Well,
So are your affairs in order? Have you mended your issues? Have you identified who your candidate or your challenged people are, rather? Have you fixed that?
Yeah, our challenged people, as you put it, we're sorting that out. Obviously, it's very short timelines. So we voted for mayor just the other day. We have taken all of the measures that we can as a political party. And as I say about the other parties, we're also confident that they've taken the measures that they can. This won't be the final step in this, but we have to try. Tshwane does need a government. It does need a voting bloc of leaders who can take responsibility for the future of the city. We cannot be in this limbo forever.
Those who are saying that both parties, the DA and the Action SA, you unfairly targeting some of your members, some of the councillors. How do you respond to them saying that you're subjecting them to unconstitutional practices?
A public representative is not there to represent themselves. A public representative is there to represent the public. They get elected on a promise, a mandate. The word mandate, it means you are sent with an instruction. The day we allow politicians just to do whatever they want, to make backroom deals, to take favors under the table, that is when our democracy will become corrupted. So to have political parties that enforce discipline, that keep their promise to the people, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. And where you get certain political parties who now complain about discipline being enforced by other political parties, then you know they are up to no good, those people.
All right, thank you so much there. Of course, Salia Brink, he is the multi-party coalition mayoral candidate, just telling us about their position, where they stand, and some of the DA affairs, as of course they need to make this much important decision. Just to remind you again, the two candidates for Speaker, of course, from the EFF ANC slate, you've got Ncedi Nzwanana, and of course from the multi-party coalition, you've got Khulufelo Murodi there. These two are the people that will be standing for Speaker, and around 1 o'clock when council resumes voting, hopefully will start after the official nominations took place. That's if we don't see another round of disruptions. For now, we toss it back to studio.